It is Tuesday, September 26th. I'm your host, Kimberly Pro, and it is my favorite day because Mark Sassy is out in the community with weather, events, and all fun things. But also, today is National Better Breakfast Day. This first half of the show will be all kinds of breakfast recipes. So let's have a look. Good Morning Vail starts now.
So many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Hey, good morning, everybody. 26th day of September. I'm down here at the Eagle River Preserve, which is just to the west of the town of Edwards. My goal was to put on my waders and go stand in the river and try to catch a trout, but it's about 30 degrees down here this morning. I did put my waders on. I have my fishing rod ready to go. We're going to go throw streamers here in a little bit, but I want to talk about our weather for the day first, and we'll tell you that it's going to warm up from those 30-degree temperatures, but we're going to see 30s really every night through the remainder of the next 4 or 5 days. Here's a look at your weather report for the day. We're going to see 44 degrees at 8 o'clock first thing this morning. It's about 30 degrees down here now, but as soon as that sun makes its way up and over the hillside there, it's going to warm up nicely. A high of about 74, probably about 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon is what you can expect. As you look at that hourly forecast, you're going to see nothing but sunshine all day long. So temperatures in the mid 70s and lots of sunshine. It's going to feel and be really nice outside today. Make sure you apply your sunscreen numerous times throughout the daytime and drink plenty of water at these higher elevations. Your I-70 drive, Denver temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 80s in sunshine. For Vail, 74. For Avon, 77. And for Eagle, 72. We're going to see sunshine all around Eagle County, and then really all around the west right now. Tonight we're going to see a low of about 40 degrees in some areas, maybe in the 30s down here in Edwards. Clear skies tonight, a little bit of a breeze. Sun setting in the 6 o'clock hour now, 6:58. Look at that 5-day though. Let's jump ahead. Sunshine all the way through Sunday as of now. For Wednesday, 77 for a high, 39 for a low in Vail. Thursday, sunny and 78. 39 for a low. For Friday, we're going to see 75 for that high temperature, 40 degrees for the low, 39 for a low on Saturday with a high of 74. And then Sunday, 71 for a high with a low of 37. So, you know, it's that time of the year. It is fall. We are already, I think, 3 days into the official fall season. And with fall comes some newer, different activities you're going to find around Vail. We'll talk about it in the 8 o'clock open. We'll talk about the Underground Sound series and some stuff happening at the Valar Center. But coming up right now for this Thursday, the Vail Symposium will be getting together once again, 6 o'clock at the Vail Interfaith Chapel right across from the Sun and Up, right next to First Bank in Vail. And they're going to be talking about a harmony of science and spirituality, which really kind of simplified means out-of-body experiences and the continuum of existence. And really the symposium provides a lot of thought-provoking conversation starting topics that aren't necessarily answered in the 2-hour window of the symposium, but it really is an opportunity to kind of field some ideas of things, and that's definitely going to be one of those. So that's going to be on Thursday, the 28th, 6 o'clock at the Vail Interfaith Chapel. And then in Vail, a little shift of gears, all weekend long, Saturday, Sunday, it is going to be the Cindy Esquith Memorial Vail Valley Soccer Club soccer tournament. So teams from all around the state will be providing some entertainment and some great soccer for kiddos. For the girls, we're going to see U10 to U19 for the ladies, and then a U10 to U15 for the boys. And that'll be taking place once again at all the soccer fields around Vail. and then over at the rugby field and some of the other areas in the Vail surrounding area. So if you want to get a team together, you want to be a part of it, come on up to Vail. It's going to be a spectacular weekend. And then on Sunday, Sunday I think is October the 1st, believe it or not, we are going to be looking at 2 more Vail Farmers Markets, and this Sunday will be the next to the last farmers market of the year. And that takes place at 9:30 until about 3:30 on Sunday. Parking in the Vail structure, Lion's Head structure, artisan markets, a lot of great stuff for everybody to find, you know, some fresh produce and listen to some great music and see some artwork. They hand select the people that are going to be a part of the Vail market, and it's a good one, all right? So there you go. I also want to mention real quick today, on this day in 1902, Levi Strauss of Levi's Jeans passed away, 1902. All right, so we have a good show coming your way. We have Kim in the studio with some great interviews. I am going to go attempt to go fish here in a little bit, and I've got a few other things to share with you out here in the area of the Eagle River Preserve, just west of Edwards. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to check in with Kim, but first, this is TV8 on Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Lion's Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lion's Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now we are getting right into this first hour. It is all about National eat a better breakfast day. What does that mean? A better breakfast keeps your mind sharp, it keeps obesity at a minimum risk, and so much more. But we've got Colorful Cooking with Tracy, and she is showing us how to make a delicious breakfast frittata all throughout the show. So let's take a look at that first part of it.
Good morning, Vail.
Okay, happy days for me because I am in the TV8 kitchen. And good morning to you. I'm Tracy Miller with Colorful Cooking. That's my catering business. And my mission with Colorful Cooking is to add fruits and vegetables to everything and eat healthy. So we were talking about getting vitamin D. They say get outside in the sun at least 15 minutes a day and get that vitamin D. It helps with your mood, it helps with your health, and it's just fun to get outside. You can also get vitamin D from mushrooms. And today what we are going to be cooking is a mushroom and mozzarella frittata and some breakfast potatoes. Really easy stuff. I tried to keep it so we only have just a few ingredients and make it really easy on everyone. But first of all, I have to thank Danielle, our manager here, the general manager at TV8, because she asked me what I needed in the kitchen, and I said, I needed a really nice cutting board, and look at what she delivered. It's so nice. First of all, it's a bamboo cutting board, and I wanted to show you this because safety in the kitchen is of paramount importance. And this little red thing right here, that might look like nothing, but it's super duper important because look, my cutting board isn't going to wiggle around. It's not moving around at all. And when you're cooking and when you're chopping with a really sharp knife, you don't want anything wiggling around. You want to have a real secure area. So if you're looking for a great cutting board, personally, I love the wood cutting boards, the bamboo cutting boards. And if you can find something like this, wow, it really makes my day. It's the small things in life, folks. If not, if you have your own cutting board and it starts moving around while you're cutting and you're kind of like chasing it all over the place, then put a wet paper towel underneath it and that will secure it. Okay, so today we've got some mushrooms. I have baby Bella mushrooms. So the baby Bellas are just the smaller portobello mushrooms, and they're actually, if you like button mushrooms better, they're all kind of related. The button mushrooms are the babies. If they grow longer, they become the baby Bella mushrooms. If they grow longer, they become the portobello mushrooms. So they're all related. They have tons of vitamin D, and they also have a lot of zinc. And zinc has been on everybody's radar since COVID because zinc helps improve your immune system and it keeps you strong and it keeps you healthy. So if you're one of those folks that's like, I've been popping zinc pills since COVID and I feel great, awesome, good for you. Now add a few mushrooms to your diet as well. So when you're making a frittata, and a frittata is just really like baked eggs, but you start it off in a pan. So you're going to need a pan that you can move to the oven. So we started off on the stovetop over medium heat. I have coated the whole entire bottom of my cast iron pan with olive oil. Now I'm an olive oil gal. I prefer it over butter. I like butter on my toast, and butter is like a finisher. But when I'm cooking, I always use olive oil. It's healthy for you, and then you just have one oil hanging around. So what we're gonna do now is, this is medium heat. I put my olive oil in the pan after it got warm. And now I'm just gonna kind of lay the mushrooms down. What you wanna do is put your mushrooms down and make sure they all have a nice flat surface. Now this is gonna cook up. Mushrooms cook up really nicely, actually, and it's really hard to overcook them too. So if you're making this frittata in the morning and you're like running around, you're fixing your hair, you're tending to the children, you're drinking too much coffee, you're talking on the phone, whatever you're doing, you can really just kind of let these just sit here and start to get cooked. All right, so they're gonna have olive oil on one side of everything. And whenever you're cooking anything, you kind of want to make it so that it's spread out so every piece of the meat gets some heat. Same thing as if you're baking something and putting it on a baking sheet. You want to spread it all out. Don't put a big clump on there and then pop it in the oven because it's not going to cook evenly. Spread everything out, give it all some space, let the oil, let the heat kind of go around every little piece of what you have. So we're going to get these mushrooms cooking. I'm going to let them cook in the olive oil without touching them. Don't be an over stirrer. I'm gonna let them cook without touching them for about 1 to 2 minutes. And meanwhile, we're gonna get our potatoes going. So I decided on the cast iron pan here because I can put that in the oven as well as on the stove top. You can also do that with an all-clad pan, but this one we're gonna use actually for our potatoes. So the key to making breakfast potatoes is to boil the potatoes before you cook them. So, it's not really hot. I cooled them down actually, I'm just joking with you. So what I did is I boiled these new potatoes beforehand and then I've cooled them down. So this makes the potatoes nice and creamy, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop them up and we're gonna cook them on the stove top. This also reduces the cook time because sometimes potatoes, when you cook them from raw in your pan, they take quite a long time. So once again, I am going to put a little olive oil in my pan, let this bugger heat up. We have a while to cook these, so I'm just gonna put them on a low temperature and I'm just gonna chop them up and kind of like big chunks too, because we've got a lot of people in the studio today and they want to eat these potatoes, and we've got the fingerling potatoes, so some of them are little, some of them are big, some of them are purple, which look at that beautiful color. Isn't that so pretty? Gosh, I love those purple ones. And then the white ones. You can buy these at the grocery store. They come in little bags. They're just called fingerling potatoes. And that means that they're young potatoes. And right now, with the spring happening, all of our fruits and veggies are looking so good in the grocery store. It's a totally different place than it was like 2 months ago. So make sure you get your nice fresh fruits and veggies and the young ones as well, because they're just gonna be a little more tender. So we're gonna put these guys in our pan over a low heat because we have a little time, because we will be finishing this up next hour. So I'm just gonna make sure I get these in here over the low heat with some olive oil. Flatten it out like I was telling you before. Just make sure everything is getting its own space, its own personal boundaries in our frying pan. And then we're just gonna put a little salt and pepper on it. Okay, I just make a salt and pepper mixture. Look at these mushrooms. See, already, just in the few minutes I've been talking, they're already getting nice and cooked. So I'm gonna stir them around so we can flip them over. They smell good too. They also have potassium. You know, mushrooms have been medicinal for many, many years, thousands and thousands of years. The Chinese use them all the time. A lot of people use the mushroom powder in their smoothies just to get some of the antioxidants and minerals and vitamins that mushrooms hold. I just love them really anyway. My favorite way is actually cooked. Okay, so now we're gonna move over to the eggs. Let's see, we've got the potatoes cooking over low, fingerling potatoes, so they're nice and young. And then we are going to, we're gonna kind of scramble up about 6 eggs. And this will probably feed 4 people or so. I like to keep it at 1 to 2 eggs per person, just depending on what age your people are. So me, I like 1 egg a day. So I have 3 in here already. I'm gonna crack 3 more. I'd love to tell you that I can crack it with 1 hand, and I used to practice all the time, but I wasted so many eggs, and since eggs are so expensive now, I can't do it. I'm just gonna crack them with 2 hands because that's how it works. Okay, so then we have those 6 eggs in here. We're gonna whisk them up really nicely. Eggs are so healthy for you. Do not be afraid to eat eggs. The yolk, it has so many minerals and vitamins. It's actually considered one of the healthiest foods in the world. So always, I just love having some eggs for breakfast in the morning. Okay, so here we go. Now this is the start of our frittata. We have our mushrooms all over like this. A lot of olive oil on the pan. I'm gonna turn it down really to low right now. What you need a lot of olive oil for is because you don't want your frittata to stick to the bottom. This is like the hardest part of the frittata. And so we're gonna put the eggs all around it, make sure there's nice coverage everywhere. All right, things are quieting down a little bit. We have our eggs in here. We're gonna kind of slow cook the eggs and we're not gonna touch them. What we want to happen now is for the eggs to cook from the bottom, and then once they continue cooking and it feels like they're ready to go, which what I mean by that is that they are cooked all the way on the bottom, and we will check that by kind of wiggling around the middle. Then we're going to pop it into the oven under broil, and we're going to cook the top of the egg, and that is how you make a frittata. So we've got the mushrooms in there. I'm going to put a little more salt and pepper on top. Season everything as you go. So every time you add a new ingredient, we're going to season it, and we're just going to let this slow cook for just a little while the bottom gets completely cooked. So once again, I have my mushroom frittata in my cast iron pan. We are going to try to cook it slowly on the bottom with 6 eggs, and then when we return, we will be cooking the top of it, and we'll be adding some cheese to the top as well. Right now my potatoes are on low. I don't hear anything going on with the potatoes, so I'm going to turn them up just a little bit because they are nice when they get a little crispy. And once again, we have parboiled the potatoes, and what that means is we cook the potatoes before we cut them up and put them in here to make the breakfast potatoes. And anytime you're cooking potatoes, these fingerling potatoes, if you cook them in water before you sear them up or before you roast them in the oven, they're going to have that creamy texture in the middle, and then they're going to get kind of that crunchy texture on the outside. And now if you can see this, it's starting to kind of heat up and boil a little bit. I'll move those around so the oil gets underneath everything. And our frittata is slow cooking, but still has a little ways to go. So we're just gonna let that slow cook for a little while longer. We are going to take a quick break. When we return, we have more Good Morning Vail, and we're going to finish up our breakfast here in just a few minutes. So keep it right here on Good Morning Vail, and thanks for joining us on this St. Patty's Day.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Good morning, Vail.
These guys are making too much. They're all making fun of me there in the studio today because I'm out here. Let me look. They're inside of a little box, and look what I get to look at this morning. Can you all see how pretty it is with the sun coming up? And we have the leaves starting to change. It's spectacular out here. It is cool, though, on the river this morning. Probably still in the low 30s, but that sun, once it gets up and over the hillside, it's going to warm everything up nicely. Let's take a look at that weather real quick, and then we'll fish a little bit down here on the Eagle River. We are going to see temperatures around 8 o'clock this morning. They're going to be in the low 40s. And then we'll top off today at about 74 degrees in Vail. And bright sunshine throughout the daytime here around Eagle County. So it's going to be a spectacular day. Bright blue skies, maybe a few clouds here and there, but they're not going to really amount to anything. Your hourly forecast shows you sunshine all through the day. Warmest time of the day probably coming our way at 3:30, maybe close to 4 o'clock. We're going to be in the low to mid 70s. 60 degrees tonight at 8 o'clock as we get into the 8 o'clock hour tonight in clear skies. 85 in Denver today. Bright sunshine there. For Vail, 74. 77 for Avon, and then we're going to see a little bit cooler down at Eagle, 72 for the high temperature in Eagle later on this afternoon. But we have sunshine all around Eagle County today. Tonight we're going to see that sun setting in the 6 o'clock hour, 6:58. That sun will be dropping down. Clear skies, a little bit of a breeze. And we're going to see 40 degrees for that low temperature in Vail tonight. For the rest of the week, sunshine, temperatures mid to upper 70s depending upon where you are, but it's going to be a nice week with those temperatures holding in the 70s. 78 will be the warmest day on Thursday, but we have a 77 for tomorrow, 75 for Friday, 74 for Saturday, 71 for Sunday. And our evening lows are going to be mostly in the upper 30s, but we have a few days, a few nights where it might drop into the 40s, the low 40s. So still cool out there. All right, I got a little quick fly fishing report coming at you next. Stay tuned. I'm down here on the Eagle River. I wanted to give everybody a quick fishing update, let you know where we They're still playing with me there in the studio today. All right, once again, look what I get to look at, though. This is what you get today. If you're going to come out here on the river and do some fishing today, spectacular photo ops. I'm going to go share with you a beautiful aspen tree I saw a little bit ago in just a bit. Fishing today, though, I think first thing this morning, I am probably out here a little bit early. Fishing doesn't really pick up until that sun gets up and over the mountains and warms the air up and the water up a little bit. But it's that time of the year when you have opportunities to throw streamer flies, which basically a streamer fly can represent, let me show you this one right here, can represent bait fish, represent sculpins, can represent small trout fry. This is a time when streamer fishing is very active. You know, I know some people that will fish streamers every day of the year. But for those of you that don't fish a lot of streamers, this is one of those times when you actually can. Now, streamer fishing is pretty aggressive. The fish don't take kindly to these intruder fish coming into their areas, and the other fish just kind of get fired up and they want to get rid of them. So they move pretty fast on them. They attack them pretty fast, and you fish them just like they are a swimming trout or a swimming sculpin in the river. So you retrieve it. You got certain different retrieval rates trying to figure out the speed. When the water temperatures are cold, the fish don't move as fast. You don't want to strip it as fast. And you're going to find pockets behind rocks and along the shoreline, behind trees, undercut brush. I'm kind of standing in a kind of a random spot where probably the streamer fishing isn't all that great, but it is definitely something pretty to look at. We have a little bit of steam coming off. But when fish hit streamers, they don't just lightly sip them in. They attack them, and you'll know right away if you have caught a fish on a streamer, or at least hooked one. I recommend pinching your barbs down. They're a lot easier to get these big hooks out of the fish's lip and mouth if they do attack it. But I'm just kind of working my way down. So then I'll take a few more steps. We'll go downstream a little bit. I'll try to stay close to the shoreline. But it really is a great way to cover a lot of water fast. And, you know, just changing your flies, different colors, different sizes. I'm fishing with a sex dungeon right now, I think in a size 8, in a pumpkin orange color because it's fall, but usually you use bright colored flies on bright days and dark colored flies on dark days, believe it or not. That is your sex dungeon right there, but there's also great flies, Sculptzillas, circus peanuts. There's one actually called a rusty trombone, which is another great fly to fish with. I didn't bring any of those today, but some good fishing out here, everybody. You want to go fish streamers, you want to go not fish streamers, and you want to just go and fish in general, give us a call at the fly shop in Minturn, and we'll get you on the water. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to introduce you to a local chef, Wade Thomas. Maddie had a chance to catch up with him a little earlier back in the season. We're going to take a look at that interview when we come back.
Morning Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Purchase an access card and save 20% at participating retailers between now and September 30th. Each card purchased provides one full day of a professional adaptive assistance for a person in need. Your $55 donation allows Access Unbound to continue doing incredible work in our community. Shop local, support local, and make an incredible impact. Buy yours at au-accesscard.org.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm going to keep on fishing down here on the Eagle River. Let's talk a little bit about Chef Wade Thomas. He's the sous chef at a local restaurant here in Beaver Creek. I think it's Splendido. He and Maddie had a chance to catch up and in the kitchen at the studio and create a wonderful, delicious plate of, I think, avocado toast. Let's take a look at that interview with Maddie with Chef Wade Thomas right now.
Good morning, Vail.
We're shifting gears. I'm switching from my superhero cape to my chef apron, and we've got a fabulous local chef joining me in the kitchen this morning, Wade Thomas. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi.
So what are we making?
So what we have in front of us is some ingredients that I've sourced from a local market down in Eagle, Nap Harvest. We're going to be making a breakfast toast with some spring vegetables and a poached egg and a little bit of avocado. Obviously, you know, snow's melting. We're getting into the springtime. First couple things that are going to be popping up are going to be things like these watermelon radishes here, some asparagus, some snap peas, these sunflower shoots, which you can buy right from Nap Harvest down in Eagle. They're beautiful. So
they
with
do
all
such
these,
a good job down there with all of their food.
they really do, and everyone that's in there is so nice. And it's basically like a full grocery store with all local ingredients. It's really cool. So
It's an indoor farmers market is what we like to call them because they do such a good job of sourcing everything, locally, from their produce to their meats to even their amaza bread loaf.
yes, ma'am. So we're gonna put this aside for a second, and we're gonna start by blanching some of our vegetables here for our toast.
Can you explain what blanching vegetables is to some of us who do not cook at all?
So here what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having some boiling water, and we're going to place our vegetables in here until they're tender, and we're going to shock them in a cold water bath. And what that's going to do is it's going to, one, stop the cooking process, and two, it's going to preserve the color of the vegetable. So we're looking for that green color. That's what it's going to do. This asparagus, it's kind of a little bit larger, so we're going to keep it in the water for 3 to 4 minutes. While we're doing that, we're going to get an avocado spread ready here for our toast. I've simply just diced up some avocados with some oil, salt, and pepper, and we're going to put it in a food processor.
It's a cute little food processor.
Yep, my grandma got it for me.
Shout out to the grandmas. That looks delicious.
Cool.
Making all of this wonderful food with all of these incredible ingredients to really just keep everyone nice and healthy because everyone in our community is so active that it's better that they eat healthy than something like frozen pizzas every night.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
I eat frozen pizzas every night. I love frozen pizza.
Cool. So we just want to take this out of here, set it aside for our toast when we put it together.
Yum.
Cool.
Avocado toast, a craze that the world has seen recently.
Who would have thought? Something on a piece of toast everyone goes crazy for. So now our asparagus here. It's almost there. Just going to continue to cook it a little bit longer. Next thing we're going to do here is, so I've already pre-blanched some of these peas. And what we're going to do is I just rip the end off here, make sure there's no stem in the middle. Grab a small knife here, and we're going to cut from one end to the bottom, and we're just going to kind of split it in half. Split pea, just like that. Oopsies, had some fall out.
It's a
Nothing wrong with that.
peas everywhere.
So that'll be one of our garnishes for our toast. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our asparagus out of the water, shock it, mix it around. You don't want it to be like super flimsy. You still want it to have like some crunch and texture to it. Cool.
I feel like I'm learning so much already.
And while we're doing this, we're getting all of our water ready because we're going to poach an egg. And what I did is I added about a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of white vinegar. And that's going to help coagulate our egg white when we put it in the water. You don't want it to be boiling. You just kind of want it to be simmering. So we'll just let that chill.
There's a lot of things in this process over here, and you've been cooking for a very long time.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I've been cooking since I was 15 years old. I've always known that I wanted to cook food, and but yeah, this is what I love to do is highlight seasonal ingredients, and you know, we should be eating what's in season. You know what I mean? So Everyone thinks we can get tomatoes all year round, and everyone thinks we can eat stuff all year round, but that's really not the case. We're actually very lucky with our farmers keeping stuff on track for us and running hothouses and making vegetables available for us all year. But vegetables are always going to taste the best when they're in season. So that's what we're focusing on.
And we spend a lot of time talking to the experts down at Knapp Harvest. And Carrie Hogan tells us that the environment gives us the things that we need, the nutrients that we need. So come summertime, or come wintertime, excuse me, you see a lot of citrus fruit in season because your body needs that vitamin C now more than it does in the summer.
Absolutely. And it's funny, people think citrus is like a summertime thing, right? But it's not. Citrus grows in the wintertime in California. It's best then. It's really delicious. One great thing you can do with citrus is preserve it, put it in salt and cure it so that you have it all year round. And, you get this different types of preservation methods of things that are in season, but when they're not in season, they can taste a little different. It's really cool. So now that we've pulled our asparagus out of the water here, and it's nice and chill, I'm just gonna kind of cut the florets off the top of this here. And we're gonna have our stems. And what we're gonna do is just kind of create some little coins out of it.
I'm not allowed to use knives in the kitchen, so this is fascinating to me.
Cool, so we'll dice that up real quick, and then we're gonna take our flowers. We're just gonna slice them nicely.
It's really important that you have a sharp knife when you're cutting things like this in the kitchen too.
It's more dangerous for you to be cutting with a dull knife, always. So we're going to take our asparagus, cut that, grab these last two here.
We haven't gotten to the part where it starts to smell amazing quite yet, but I can tell that this is going to be delicious just by the time and effort that you're putting into just the slices alone.
Yeah, we'll get there, don't you worry.
I'm not worried.
Wait till you have to poach an egg in 5 minutes.
Well, that's going to be a you task only because I'm really bad at cooking, and I think it's so cool when people find what they love to do and they get to do it for their careers. It's amazing, and you can tell that you love what you do, and even listening to you talk about it, you can hear the passion in your voice come through as you're talking about just the things that you're making.
Yeah, people ask me what I love and what's most important to me, and I always end up turning back to food. Food's always the most important thing, and it brings everyone together, and I really don't know where I'd be at in this world without food, so thank you.
We're really appreciative of you coming in here, showing us how to cook, especially me, who needs all the help I can get in the kitchen, and going through each and every step, because this is something that people can make at home pretty easily.
Yeah, this is all stuff you can find at your grocery store. It may seem like a lot of work. Yes, it's going to be a little bit over the top today, I understand that, but these are all things that you can do at home. So everyone gets really intimidated when you start watching people cook and then you don't know what the ingredient is and then you get all confused and you say, oh, I don't think I can do that. But you can, and you can always substitute. Don't be like my mother and just say skip it, because that doesn't work, especially when you're baking.
We've given mom shout-outs, we've given grandma shout-outs. Here at TV8, we really just love going back to the family.
Absolutely. So we're kind of at a standstill now.
So this is a good time for a commercial break, and then we'll come back from the commercial break.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at that local weather forecast. We're going to check in with Mark one more time, and then when we come back, we're going to learn how to poach some eggs.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Knapp Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Knapp Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns. Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tva8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Oh, nothing like some good avocado toast, y'all. So, Chef Wade Thomas from Splendido, making the avocado toast in the studio with Maddie. Let's take a look at the second half of that and see how it turned out and how yummy that stuff is, that it's going to make me want to go home and make some of my own. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to In the Kitchen. Now we're going to learn some great things, even though Wade has been absolutely crushing it in here, and we've got everything nice laid out and prepared. So let's walk through this poaching of an egg.
Cool. Before we poach an egg, we're gonna actually get our bread ready, and we're gonna start to think about assembling our toast here. So what I've done is I've taken this beautiful bread that we have, I've sliced it to about, I don't know, quarter inch thick. I'm gonna dress it in a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of cracked pepper on here. We're just gonna throw it in the oven for 3 minutes or so until it gets nice and toasted. And while we're doing that, we're gonna grab our eggs that are actually from Hotchkiss, from a farm that I got these at Nap Harvest. These are all local brown eggs. And in today's day and age, relatively same price as everything else out there. So don't be, oh gosh, I know farm fresh eggs can be so expensive. Not there, okay? So they're so much better. So what we have is we have our water that's just slightly simmering here. I'm gonna grab a spoon and I'm gonna twirl the water. And remember, in here I have a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of white vinegar, and that's gonna help these eggs stay together. So I'm gonna swirl it, and what that's gonna do is when we drop our egg in here, it's gonna grab onto it and it's gonna circle. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna help take that yolk and wrap around the yolk and create one solid poached egg. And you can do as many eggs as you want up in here at a time, as long as you're not totally cooling your water down. Because then if you cool your water down, then you're gonna drop an egg and it's not gonna be able to latch onto itself. So we're gonna start with 3.
Learning so much. I don't think I'll ever do this, but I'm learning a lot.
But everyone loves poached eggs, so.
It's a good lesson in cooking.
Yeah. You know, scrambled eggs get boring, over easy eggs get boring. I'm a sucker for a poached egg, so this is what we're gonna focus on today.
And we did some TV magic over here. So let's talk a little bit about what you have going on in some of these other bowls.
Cool. So what we have here is our mise en place, and what this is, we're just going to gather everything in one spot before we start assembling. Okay. We have our beautiful peas that we've blanched and sliced in half and split. We have our asparagus here that we've blanched and cut. We have some pickled red onions, which I was a little I did earlier. Some shaved watermelon radishes here, and some sunflower shoots from Knapp Ranch. And then obviously I got a little giddy and I pre-poached some eggs for us. Over here we also have a vinaigrette of Banyuls, and Banyuls is a type of vinegar that is made from a different fruit. It's tart, it's sweet, it's a little pricier, but you should be able to find it in your specialty grocery store, if not on Amazon. Here we have our avo spread that we made earlier, and this is a sesame togarashi. So this is going to be like a Korean chili flake, some nori powder, so dried seaweed, black sesame seed, white sesame seed, and that's going to be our garnish for our toast. Give it a little bit of spice. And then, how could you eat a piece of bread without some cheese? So we cut up some burrata. And what this is a stracciatella cheese. So it's like a loose curd cheese, which is then wrapped in a harder mozzarella. So that's going to give us like an outside to hold it together, and then inside to give you that really creaminess. And this is going to be delicious. So
it already sounds so delicious. Now it's starting to smell good with the bread in the oven. Who doesn't love
toasted bread?
Toasted bread.
Cool.
Made with love bread.
Made with love. So we're kind of sitting here waiting for our poached eggs to finish setting up. I kind of always just go through and check with a spoon, see where we're at. Oh, we're looking good. They're soft right now. It's been about 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes or so. We're going to go a little bit longer. You can kind of see if I pick it up, it's a little loose, but we don't want to break it, so we're just going to let it go just a little bit longer. Okay. Great. Now we are going to start to assemble our toast as our eggs are starting to finish here.
It's all about the presentation.
Absolutely. Got to eat with your eyes first. Everyone knows that. Cool.
My frozen pizza looks delicious to the eye all the time.
Let's go. So we're going to start with a little bit of this avocado spread here.
I'm going to switch sides with you so I'm out of your way.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to grab the spoon and take the eggs out of the water?
No.
You think you can do that?
No, I don't think I can do that. I think that I will crack them only because I am just not gentle enough with things like that.
No, you are not.
Everyone's seen me cook on this television show, and it's just not a great time.
So next, we're going to grab our asparagus here. Couple of the bottoms, couple of the tops.
For the presentation.
Yep, couple of our peas, our splits here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to dress it in a little bit of this vinaigrette.
Add some extra flavor.
Yeah. Pepper. And the water was super salted that I blanched these in, so I really don't need to be adding too much more salt right now. So we have that nice and dressed. We're going to pull our poached eggs out of the water here.
And I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to make a mess in the kitchen this morning.
Beautiful. Kind of take some of that water off. And I'm just putting these in a little tray with a little bit of olive oil just so that they don't stick together. That's just going to help us out a little bit here. Beautiful. Okay. Great. We're going to take care of our water right now.
Get that out of here.
Yeah.
This smells amazing. When I said there wasn't quite a lot of scent happening just yet, now it smells delicious in here.
Okay. So first things first, I'm going to kind of base this off our poached egg here. Put our poached egg on. And then we're going to start by Placing some of our peas on here.
Here comes the presentation, the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Obviously, you don't have to make this look like this, but I love plating food like this, so this is what I'm gonna do. A couple of our coins on here. Cool.
Now, when you're creating meals that you make at the restaurants that you work for,
Uh-huh.
how do you come together with all of these different flavors? Because we've got such an array of unique flavors right now.
So, to be honest with you, I will walk downstairs and do the walk-in, and I'll say, well, what do I have to work with? What's extra? You know, and I'll say, what can I create a dish out of with what I have? It's almost like I'm playing a game of Chopped with myself, you know? And you just kind of like, okay, well, this ingredients will work with this. I know this tastes good, so why not try it? You know, so that's kind of where I'm at. I like to play around with stuff. I like to combine different cuisines together, like Mexican, Asian, Italian, like all that. Whenever you combine different flavors, you're gonna start creating flavors of umami, which is gonna bring a different flavor profile to your palate that you're not used to. So we have our asparagus on here, our dressed asparagus. Now we're gonna start with our garnish after we put our burrata on here. Take a couple pieces of these creamy burrata. Okay. That should be yummy. Okay.
It all looks so yummy. It smells yummy, it looks yummy. The whole TV station is going to be really happy with breakfast this morning. So again, we really want to thank you for coming in here and teaching us how to cook some new things.
Absolutely.
And of course, it's fantastic to hear you using all of our local ingredients. Going to Nap Harvest is such a great resource that we have in our community, and especially for those people who want to start eating a little bit healthier.
Absolutely. They have so many, everything there is healthy. I mean, you can't go in there and not eat healthy. Maybe the occasional cinnamon roll or pastry, but you know, who can't say no to that, so.
Right. I mean, everyone has a good sweet tooth. Yeah. That's a perfect way to cure it right there. Microgreens, they grow those in-house. They have a beautiful farm.
Yep, they have amazing mushrooms. They're really a great business for sure.
I feel like this is now too pretty to eat.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You've gone too far, and now it's too pretty.
Yep. Whatever, it's gonna taste better now that it looks good. Okay, so now we have our little beautiful spring toast here. Take care of that. We're gonna garnish with a little bit of olive oil. Okay, a little cracked pepper on here. And then we're gonna take our togarashi.
Such tender love and care going into this. This is how you know that you make incredible food, just because you can see the love that you put into each and every dish.
Cool. And there we have it.
And just like that, all right, I'm gonna pick this up. That way I can show people how beautiful it is, and we can see this presentation just so nicely.
Do you wanna cut into it and try it?
We're gonna take a short break so that we can take one final look at that local weather forecast, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna try this incredible meal.
Sweet, sounds good.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wildcrafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 26th. I'm Kimberly Perot here in studio. We've got Mark Sassy. Where in the world is Mark? He is out in the community showing us all of the things that are beautiful in our valley here, as well as the events. It's going to be a busy second half of the show. I have a conversation about a brand new novel. We'll be talking to financial expert about life insurance and the importance of it, how it can help build generational wealth, and much, much more here. We've got Claire Noble as well, so we love having her joining us in studio. Lots happening in this second hour. Good Morning Vail starts now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Here we go again, everybody. Welcome to hour number 2 of Good Morning Vail. I'm down here at the preserve. Sun is finally making its way up. Temperatures are warming up just a little bit. It's going to be a great day, actually a great week to be out enjoying all the activities around Vail, whether you're going to play some golf or you want to go fish, go for a hike. I have a great hiking event coming up I'll tell you about here just a minute after the weather. But let's take a look at that weather for your Tuesday, September the 26th. We saw cool temperatures at 7 o'clock this morning, once again in the low 30s around Eagle County. And that's just kind of the shift. That's what we're starting to see a lot of. We're going to see a high temperature for Vail, midday about 74 degrees. So it's going to be a nice day to get out and enjoy. Not too warm, but just warm enough to go out and play and not have to wear heavy clothes except first thing in the morning. Your hourly forecast showcasing sunshine all day long. We're going to see temperatures midday in the mid to upper 70s, depending upon where you are in Eagle County, and just bright sunshine. Denver today, 85, warm down there with some sunshine. For Vail, 74 for the high temperature and sunny skies, sunny and 77 in Avon, and 72 and sunny to the west, a little bit further than Avon down towards Eagle and Gypsum. Tonight's going to be a clear evening with a little bit of a breeze. Our sun's setting at 6:58. Excuse me, and I will see 40 degrees for that low temperature tonight. As we jump ahead for that 5-day forecast, for Wednesday we'll see a high of 77 with a low of 39. Bright sunny skies all week long. For Thursday, a high of 78, so that'll be the warmest day of the week. And then we're going to see a high of 75 for Friday, 74 for Saturday, and then 71 for Sunday. Evening lows are going to be in the 30s also, so cool evenings right now. It's just kind of the shape of things to come. Leaves are starting to really change around Eagle County. At those higher elevations, the aspens looking beautiful. A big event coming up this week I want to mention in Beaver Creek. It's going to be taking place on Sunday from 9 to 3. It's the 15th anniversary of Beaver Creek's Hike, Wine, and Dine spectacular fun event. Now, all the benefits go to the Vail Health Shaw Center and Jack's Place, which is a cancer caring house. It starts off with a 5-mile hike just around the village, just at the base of the village, into the trees, into the aspens. And as you walk through this 5-mile course into the hills, you're going to come across several of the Vail Valley's finest restaurants sharing some of their treats that they have to offer out in the woods. So you can walk for, a couple hundred yards, grab a snack, walk some more, find another restaurant. And then the culmination, the end of the day, is going to be live music, beverages, and dessert at the Après Hike Party. Once again, this is Hike, Wine, and Dine in Beaver Creek. You can go to Beaver Creek's website for more information if you want to get tickets to be a part of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, Kim's got a great Zoom interview with the author of The Scarlet Veil. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake! It's fake!
Lion's Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lion's Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I am so excited about our next guest. Joining us today is New York Times best-selling author Shelby Mahurin to talk about her brand new book, The Scarlet Veil. I've got it here in studio. I'm so excited. I've been flipping through the books and the pages, and it was released today, exactly. So very exciting. Shelby, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am doing great. So I was looking at this book, and I know that it says it's Harper Teen is who's published it, but this is something that I would love to read. So tell me a bit about The Scarlet Veil and your inspiration behind it.
Right, of course. So The Scarlet Veil is the first in a new spin-off duology set in the same universe as Serpent and Dove, which is my original trilogy, Serpent and Dove, Blood and Honey, and Gods and Monsters. It follows Célie Tremblay, who was a side character in Serpent and Dove, as the first female huntsman in the world. She is investigating a string of magical murders in Cesarine, all of the victims' bodies drained of blood. So she is just desperate to prove herself as the first in her class. And because of this, she follows the investigation straight into the heart of a vampire lair, where she attracts the attention of its cruel yet beautiful king, who has plans of his own for Célie.
I love that. I love the tagline, "Love Never Dies" in this book. Now, the Serpent and Dove trilogy, it was a TikTok sensation. So what inspired you to create this spin-off and to really feature this new character?
So the inspiration behind the Scarlet Veil is pretty vague. I have always loved vampires ever since I was little. I grew up on Twilight. I love the Vampire Diaries, True Blood, Dracula. They were all sort of foundational for my personality. But specifically, the decision to write this book came after Gods and Monsters published. I did not want to leave the world. I remember driving home from my local independent bookstore, crying. I started crying because I was like, "It's over. I can't believe it's over." And my critique partner, she said, "Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be. Have you ever thought about Saley with vampires?" She knew that I'd always wanted to write a vampire novel. And I was like, light bulb. Oh my God, vampires completely make sense in this world because the world already has witches and werewolves and mermaids and all sorts of paranormal creatures and shenanigans. So it really fell into place. It really felt right. And luckily, my publisher thought so too.
I love that. Now, you mentioned all of the shows that I watched as well. So who is your target audience specifically for this book, and what do you hope they get out of reading it?
So the book is, it's targeted towards young adult readers. It's shelved in the YA section, but it does, like my other books too, have crossover potential. So people like you and me can read it and enjoy it. You know, I'm 31. I'm not a young adult anymore. So the crossover potential is definitely there. In terms of who I hope finds the book, Saley is a very soft main character. She's very traditionally feminine, and it calls into question of like what strength it means, and whether someone who is soft can be strong. And she discovers, as all of my readers will discover too, that yes, you can be soft and strong at the same time. So I hope that reader finds the book specifically. Otherwise, I hope that anybody who's looking for like an escape. It's very much escapist fantasy. I mean, it's vampires, right? It's a vampire love story. Who doesn't want to escape into one of those?
That's absolutely the truth. I love a good love story. Now, do you find yourself as an author like relating to Saley at all, or is this more of a brand new character? You know, well, besides the fact that she was in the previous trilogy, but do you feel like you've related to her as you've developed her story and her journey?
Absolutely. I often say that the main character in my first book, her name is Louise. She is who we all kind of want to be. Whereas Saley is who we all are. She's very soft, like I said. She's emotional. She's sensitive. She can't wield a sword, you know, like she can't like charge into battle and vanquish her enemies in that way. So it was a lot of fun. It was almost cathartic to write a heroine like Saley, who can't do those things and still has to figure it out. And she does figure it out. And like I said, she discovers that she is the main character, not just the side character.
I love that. Now, it released today. Where can we go to purchase it? Where is it available?
It's available everywhere, anywhere books are sold. So you can buy it at Barnes & Noble. There's an exclusive edition at Barnes & Noble with a fun cover and exclusive content. You can get it on Amazon, Target, your local independent bookstores. It's always great to support those. Anywhere books are sold.
Awesome. Well, the Scarlet Veil, it looks like it's just such an exciting and fun journey. Now, where can we go to keep up with you and your journey as you embark on this new duology?
Right. I am pretty much exclusively on Instagram, and my handle is @ShelbyMahurin, which it's spelled just like it is on the book.
Awesome. Well, Shelby, beautiful artwork on the book cover. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on this new release. I'm sure you've put a lot of time and blood, no pun intended, sweat and tears into this novel. So we appreciate you coming on and sharing it with the world here in the Vail Valley.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys all love it.
Thanks so much, Shelby. Now go check out your copy of The Scarlet Veil anywhere you can buy books. Support the local bookstores, especially here at the Bookworm. We would love for you to see if they've got it and to chat with them about this wonderful new author. Stay tuned. We will be back after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Hey, this is Cece from Good Day Vail, and I suggest that you stay tuned for our episode today. You are going to be overwhelmed with our house concert episode. So join us on Good Day Vail.
For my own compositions, I compose in a neoclassical style, so I'm just very much in the Western classical tradition of music that came from Europe. And then that's what I was trained to play, so I play a lot of that music, but I also like to play a lot of the work of living composers. So at the concert on Sunday, I was playing some work by Carla Bley, who's a jazz pianist. I played a piece by Arturo Marquez, who's a Mexican still living composer. And I do like to emphasize living composers, but the general theme is I pick music that I love, and then I pick a selection of pieces that fits well together. Ones that flow nicely from one to the next, and there's a certain amount of contrast, and then nobody gets bored.
TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on tv8vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wild-crafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that. Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody down here at the Eagle River Preserve. Sun is out now. It's a nice morning. It is a day of spectacular, better breakfast. We saw Chef Wade talking about the avocado toast 2 times. We saw Tracy Miller in the beginning of the show cooking up the first part of her mushroom frittata. Let's take a look at the second half of that cooking interview with Tracy regarding the, we call it the Hakuna frittata. It's actually Tracy Miller, Colorful Cooking, mushroom frittata. Let's take a look.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Here we are back in the kitchen with our healthy breakfast. We are making a mushroom and cheese frittata and some breakfast potatoes. So the breakfast potatoes, I cranked them up a little bit. I'm actually going to add just a little more olive oil to those right now, just to give them some more flavor and keep them kind of cooking at a nice rate, because they're starting to get that nice crispy on the outside. A tiny bit more salt and pepper, but really right now what we're going to focus on is our frittata. Mushrooms in there. We're talking mushrooms are so healthy, they're super low in calorie. And what happens when you make a frittata is you cook the bottom on the stove and then you cook the top in the oven under the broiler. So this is like the only difficult part about making a frittata, is making sure that it's going to come off of the pan. So when you put it into this oven, you want to make sure, like, look, see how it's kind of, it has some give from the pan. So when we finish the top, I'm going to flip it over on here, and that's the kind of the point where you're like, please come out all together. That's why we coated it nicely in olive oil. So right now I have the broiler on high. I have some mozzarella cheese, and I'm going to say we're eating potatoes that are low in fat. We have mushrooms that are low in fat. So we're going to be adding a little fat to this, buddy. And I like to put the cheese on top when I'm putting it into the broiler, because it kind of crisps it up a little bit and it gives it a really nice texture. Mozzarella is a good melty cheese, of course, so we're just going to use about a cup of mozzarella. We have 6 eggs and probably a cup of mushrooms, and we are going to pop this right into the broiler right now. So I'm going to go to the oven, I'm going to open it up. It's hot, it's getting hot in the kitchen. I have the cast iron pan so it can go from the stovetop all the way to the oven. We're going to put it right here in the oven under the broiler. We're going to do that for not very long, like a minute or so, and then we are going to get it out, pop it out here, and really keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best, because you really want your frittata to fall all in one place. And the nice thing about frittatas, when you have guests or you're getting ready to start the day, is you can eat a frittata hot or you can eat a frittata cold. So if you're running around and you're getting everybody off to school or whatever you're doing, you're dealing with the dog, you're dealing with everything to get ready to start the day, and you don't get to your frittata in time, it's okay. You slice it like a piece of pizza and you can eat it on the go. It doesn't have to be hot. It still tastes good when it's cold. A lot of times you like to add something to the frittata. So today, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we are going to add some arugula. Now you might have heard of rocket. It's a leafy green and it's the same thing as arugula. It's just called rocket. It's got a very peppery taste, and that peppery taste actually means it's full of antioxidants. So arugula and any leafy green is really, really going to be good for you. Great for your eyes, great for your skin, great for your immune system. So really I try to eat leafy greens every single day, whether they're raw or they're cooked. Now arugula stems, from the Mediterranean, and it's a really healthy addition to a lot of different foods. You can cook it up. I was thinking about putting it in the potatoes and kind of frying it up a little bit, but I decided we're just going to have it a little leafy on top of our frittata, because sometimes it's just nice to have a little something on top of the frittata. The frittata, of course, is 6 eggs, 1 cup of mushrooms, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, and salt and pepper. So really simple ingredients, very, very healthy. Eggs are really, really good for you, really high in iron and selenium. And then the mushrooms, of course, like I was telling you before, they are so good for you. They're so medicinal and they're so low in calories. And one of our sponsors here on TV8 is Knapp Ranch. They're located in Eagle, and they have a farm here in the Vail Valley. It's like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. You drive up into the high altitude, and then there's this gorgeous farm. And what they're specializing in right now is growing mushrooms. So if you ever go to their shop in Eagle, you're going to find exotic homegrown mushrooms that have so many flavors. All right, we have our frittata in there. It's been in there for about a minute or so, and I'm actually going to take the potatoes off the heat, move them over here, and get ready for some frittata space. And we're going to cross our fingers. Come on, everybody root for me here that this frittata is going to pop out of the pan just perfectly. Okay, here we go. We're taking it out. Ooh, yes, look at how nicely that looks with the melted cheese on top. I gotta turn this thing off. It's getting really hot in the kitchen. Okay, so here's what we have. And look, it's all gonna come out nicely. And actually, I am not gonna flip this one over because I put the cheese on the top. So if you put the cheese, if you mix the cheese in with the frittata, then you can flip it over. But since the cheese is on the top, I'm going to take an even more high-risk movement here with one spatula. Can she do it? 1, 2, 3. Look, it's like a pizza. And arugula is actually a great topping for pizza. So now we can just cut our frittata into however many slices you want. Nice and easy to cut. Here we go. It's our pizza frittata, and it's vegetarian. And then we're just going to sprinkle some of this arugula right on top. Since the frittata is nice and hot, we're going to get a little bit of wilting from that arugula. And I'm going to put a little tiny bit of olive oil just because I'm going to make it like a little salad. And look, we're talking pretty little use of olive oil here. We're not doing a lot of fat. That mozzarella cheese is going to give us some fat for the morning, but our mushrooms are really healthy, low in calories. Our arugula is very healthy, low in calories. We do have some of the potatoes that have crisped up nicely. I love those purple colors. They're going to be high in potassium. They have a little more calories, but they're still going to be really, really good for you and really healthy. So we're going to get those on the plate. Let's get 2 pieces of frittata. And there you go. You have yourself a lovely breakfast that really does not take that long to make. And if you're going to take a look at this piece of frittata, look, you can pick it up just like a piece of pizza and enjoy it delicious like that. It's really hot though. Maybe don't pick it up quite yet. And again, you can let it sit for a little while and enjoy it. So thanks for joining me here on Colorful Cooking. This is a mushroom and cheese frittata. It's got a nice crisp on the top from the cheese, a good spicy peppery flavor from the arugula, and these potatoes, delicious as well. Enjoy.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work with some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Spooky and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I am so excited, and I always love this conversation, but I've got Claire Noble here with Eagle County Public Relations Officer, Public Information Officer, so many things. Claire, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on this morning, this little brisk morning. I want to say something that has nothing to do with the county, just because I'm a little bit of a nerd about this. Friday night, full moon, and it's also the Mid-Autumn Festival. In some countries, they call it the Lantern Festival. It's kind of like a harvest festival. So kind of a little exciting thing to look forward to for Friday at the end of the week.
It really is. You know, we're entering into the slower season, but it's a wonderful time to really get out and enjoy all the changes and things. So I love the full moon. That's awesome.
And, you know, thanks to you guys getting me up early in the morning, one of the things I've gotten to see, if you're an early bird in the eastern sky, is what looks like a very bright star. It's actually Venus.
Oh, wow.
So it's really kind of cool to see it, you know, kind of our neighbor up
so
there.
now when I wake up early and I'm getting ready for the show,
Look
I need
east,
to be
and
looking.
that really bright dot on the horizon is Venus.
That's so great. Now, we're moving into the change of seasons, and change of seasons usually comes with change of a lot of different things. Speaking of which, lots of things happening here in the county. So tell me what's going on.
Well, it's election season. And I know for a lot of people, it's like, well, this isn't like a big marquee kind of election. You know, there's no statewide offices, there's no federal offices. But the people running are the people that are really impact our lives the most, because they're our local officials. So depending on where you live, your physical address, that determines the ballot. So, you know, the person in Avon is going to get a very different ballot than the person in Vail, for instance, because Vail has town council members up for election this time. So they're going to want to be looking for that. But everybody in the county is going to be voting on school board members. So there's 4 school board seats that are up this time. Something that everybody in the state will be voting on is Proposition HH, which has to do with property values, which I know has been on the top of mind for a lot of homeowners right now, because they've seen their property values skyrocket. If you're selling, that's a great thing. If you're paying taxes, it's a little worrisome. So that's something you might want to take a look at. There's a lot on the ballot, and the ballots are going to be mailed out the week of October 16th. So they'll be coming in your mailbox very soon. But if you're old school and you want to show up in person, you can do that on November 7th. The polls will be open from 7 to 7.
Wow, that's great. So you have about 2 weeks, really, 2.5 as we're rolling into the end of this month, but to really do your research, understand the platforms and the values of the people that are running. So I love that information.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because this is what I love about elections in Colorado, is that you get your ballot and you can sit with it for a while and you can kind of think about it, talk to your family members, do, as you said, some research on it. I just think that's so much less pressure than going into a little booth and you've got a line of people, and so you've got to make your little decisions very quickly. This gives you some time to think about it.
It really does. And so the ballots are in the mailboxes on the 16th, or they'll be shipped out then?
They'll be shipped out.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's usually pretty quick up here. You'll get them usually that week, within a couple of days.
That's great. So property taxes and school board, very big things as far as like local impact, and so that's
absolutely.
That's a big
I
topic.
mean, these are the people that make the decisions that affect your life, your kids' lives, and I actually think they probably have more direct impact on our lives than the people we send to Washington.
I totally agree with you, and I know there's a lot happening for teachers as well, and the agenda for them as we approach the school year. So this is
which
really
is why the school board election is so important.
It really is.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
So what else is going on here? We've got the trail.
I love talking about the Eagle Valley Trail because it's a real success story.
Yeah.
And it was a commitment by our community. This is decades in the making. We first approved a ballot measure in the 90s to help fund the trail. Now, that funding source has been great for maintaining the trail, but building new trail has just gotten more and more expensive. So we've been doing different things, applying for grants in order to pay for that. The county chipped in money. We actually are asking people if they want to donate money, because we have one more segment to do. This year, in fact, just a few weeks ago, they broke ground on the Minturn Spur.
Okay.
So the trail itself goes the length of Eagle County, and now we have a little spur over to Minturn to link them into this trail, and it connects with trails in adjacent counties. So when it's done next year, you'll be able to ride from Breckenridge to Aspen on a trail,
That's
not on
incredible.
the road. And our section is 63 miles, and next year, Edwards to Horn Ranch, 7.5 miles.
Okay.
Going to be kind of an expensive and difficult section of trail. Not sure why they left it for last. Maybe that's why they did leave it for last. But it's a great community amenity. It's great for tourism as well. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
And it's great for safety as well. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to worry about cars and cyclists kind of
Right,
colliding a little bit.
Exactly, and if you're not, I'm not a fast rider, and so I'm going to be on the trail as opposed to the road because I'm clearly not another vehicle.
Yeah.
And it also for people, it's great for, you see people on it all the time walking their dogs, pushing strollers, families on it. So it's great for getting from point A to point B, but also for recreation.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry, there's parts of it that are right along the river as well, which is gorgeous. You get that smell, you get that sound of the river.
Oh, it's stunning. I had a lot of travel this summer, but now I've really gotten to enjoy using the trail and seeing all the fall foliage as the leaves are starting to turn. And I went and spent some time down by the river and I walked on the trail. It's just beautiful.
People come here for the mountains, but honestly, the Eagle and the Colorado River through our county, it's just stunning. And it's like there's something kind of zen about being down on the river because it's got this beautiful sound.
It really does. And I think that's what makes it so unique for us here is that it's so accessible and it's just stunning, and you see people fly fishing, and if nobody's out there, you can just go sit on a boulder and enjoy the weather.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's beautiful.
And this is such a big dog community, and you just constantly see people on the trail walking their dogs, and it's nice. I also feel like the dogs up here tend to be pretty well socialized dogs because they're encountering their friends all the time. They're their little furry friends. So just shifting gears a little bit. The other thing that tends to happen at this time of year, don't mean to be a little downer first thing in the morning, are respiratory illnesses.
It's important to talk about.
So we're really urging people to protect themselves. And if you visit our website, eaglecounty.us, it has a wealth of information and resources there. But we have a resource page right now on respiratory illnesses. So in addition to the colds that are always kicking around this time of year, we now have flu, COVID, and RSV, all still with us. And we are urging people to get their flu shots. We, in the county, do not have the latest COVID booster, but we're hoping to get it soon.
Okay.
I believe if you go to your doctors, you could get the RSV vaccination. I think they're gearing that for people 60 and older.
Okay.
But I think if you're close to that, maybe you can say, hey, I was really sick this past spring. I think it might have been RSV. And when I got it, I was like, I thought this was just for little kids. But it really knocked me on my butt for about a week.
I'm hearing that. I've had friends that have had the RSV, and they're just saying how awful it is.
It was. And I'd just rather not be sick.
Yep.
So I am getting my flu vaccine tomorrow, and I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So getting the vaccine, and then we love to promote a healthy lifestyle here. So making sure you're taking your vitamins, you're staying active, and you're just being aware if you're not feeling well.
I'm glad you point that out. I think one of the silver linings from the whole COVID pandemic was that people don't come to work sick anymore. We used to, I mean,
all the time.
I remember as a kid, my parents, if you don't have a foot in the grave, you're going to school, and now it's like, if you're sick, just stay home because nobody else wants to be sick and you're not proving anything to anybody. So just stay home and get well.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly right.
We would like people to do that. I'm glad you mentioned the whole healthy lifestyle because a key component of that people forget, I think especially Americans, because we're such, like work-centered people, is getting enough sleep.
And rest, for sure.
Yeah. And, I'm a lot of people in the county wear these step trackers, but we also are able to track our sleep. And so we get like little bonuses for, on this little app, little attaboys for, you just slept 7 hours last night.
It's always
Good for
nice to
you.
get some encouragement, no matter what form it comes in.
Yeah.
So, Clara, tell us again, so the elections, what do we need to be looking out for? Can they go to the website for more information?
Well, here's one thing. If you're like, gee, I don't know where, if I'm registered, when, what my address is, you can go to govotecolorado.gov. Takes you directly to the Secretary of State's webpage, and you can check your registration and make sure everything's good. do that as quickly as possible. Those ballots are being mailed out the week of October 16th.
Okay, great. Well, Claire, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing all this information. We just really encourage everybody to do their research and to get out there and really make sure that they are educated as they make decisions. So stay tuned. We've got a lot more here on this second half of Good Morning Vail. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail. Purchase an Access card and save 20% at participating retailers between now and September 30th. Each card purchased provides 1 full day of a professional adaptive assistance for a person in need. Your $55 donation allows Access Unbound to continue doing incredible work in our community. Shop local, support local, and make an incredible impact. Buy yours at au-accesscard.org.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I am so excited about this next section and conversation that I have because I've got financial expert Shirley Ann Robertson here to talk about how life insurance can be part of a comprehensive financial plan and really build generational wealth. Shirley Ann, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
So, how important is life insurance for a comprehensive financial plan?
It's very important, so let me level set here. I am some 30 years in the financial services industry, and the number one question I ask is, if you were to die today, would anyone be impacted financially due to your death? So if your answer to that question is yes, then absolutely you need life insurance. So are you in a scenario where you are the single parent, or you're financially caring for aging parents, or you are the person making more income than your partner? Those are just a myriad of reasons why you need life insurance, yet some 41% of individuals either have no insurance or don't have enough. Yet we spend more time insuring our cars, our homes, or cell phones than we do insuring ourselves.
It's absolutely true. I think people have pet insurance too, and we don't even think about the other things. So at what age do people consider purchasing life insurance? And can you be too old or too young if you do choose to do that?
You're never too young, you're never too old, but let's be realistic. When you're younger, you're invincible. You don't need life insurance, but that's when I want you to get it. So I'm okay if you get your employer plan and make sure you enjoy all your employer benefits. Now, as we get into more seasoned ages like myself, I still want you to make sure you get your employer benefits. But then now let's go into a deeper dive and look at, where are we with debt? Is there a mortgage we need to protect? Is there college educations that we want to protect? Credit card. So then we look at your budget and we find the dollars to buy that life insurance. So yes, you have insurance through your employer, but also life insurance through a company directly. So there's reasons why you need life insurance, whether you're young or you're old.
I love that. Now, in regard to life insurance, people are usually thinking about it as final expenses, which, as sad and as morbid as that sounds, it's a realistic thing to think about. Now, how can policyholders benefit if they choose to buy a life insurance policy now while they're still living?
So you're spot on when you said that. Yes, life insurance is when you pass away, but life insurance has evolved. It definitely is now a scenario where there's living benefits that you can use while you are living. So I'll use myself as that example. So I have a layering effect with my life insurance policies where the first layer of protection I have says if I were terminally ill, if I were confined to a nursing home, or if I were critically ill, the death benefit is paid to me while I'm alive. My next layer of protection says that I'm the key person for my company. So here's life insurance that's going to be paid to my partner to keep my company going. The third layer of protection that I have is paid to my trust. And my trust is going to follow my instructions specifically from the grave. So here's my trustee doing exactly what I want to have happen. From the grave, things are controlled. And then the fourth part of my overall protection is the cash value. And that's money I can access today, tax-free dollars, or I can wait till my retirement. So yes, life insurance has evolved, and the living benefits make life insurance far more appealing today than just waiting for when you die, your family gets the money.
Now, I love the idea of living benefits, and I think what is very interesting about life insurance is building wealth. So when you are considering building wealth or a life insurance policy, what kinds of policies and benefits should you consider as you are thinking about building wealth for future generations and for your family?
So there are so many different types of life insurance: term insurance, whole life insurance, variable policies, index policies, but that's where I find consumers get overwhelmed. So this is now the time that you and I need to connect, to have that one-on-one personalized conversation that speaks to your unique situation. So I'll look through your overall scenario, I'll look at your budget, I'll see your financial needs, and then I'll make that recommendation. So it's not one size fits all, it's unique to your unique situations.
I love that life insurance can be used as a way to really help bridge the gap in wealth here in the U.S. So, Shirley Ann, where can we go for more information to really educate and consider buying a life insurance plan outside of our employer?
So I want you to go to www.prudential.com, where you'll find me as well as my other colleagues and associates. And you'll also see a few financial calculators that allow you to start plugging in your numbers now so that when we do have that one-on-one conversation, you kind of realize that you do need to have the assistance of a financial advisor like myself. And you also realize that life insurance is not intended to be as daunting as it can be.
I think it's a very important topic to approach as you are planning your family and planning your future as well. So, Shirley Ann, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your information and ways that we can build wealth and plan for the future. We really appreciate all that you are doing and helping people in the community.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We will be right back after this break with the close of Good Morning Vail. Lots of exciting things happening on today's show.
Good morning, Vail.
Suki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on TV8Vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Come on.
You don't need to go far to experience hot springs from around the world. There are 10 new pebble bottom experience pools at Iron Mountain Hot Springs, featuring mineral formulas made to replicate hot springs from global destinations. The new area is called World Springs, and it's for ages 21 and over. Each country's pool has unique healing properties, such as this pool inspired by the waters of Bali. According to their website, sulfate and magnesium make up 74% of the minerals found in the Banjar hot springs in Bali, and it's said to benefit skin and sleep health and reduce inflammation. The general manager, Aaron McAllister, tells us about some of his most popular formulas.
With our Blue Lagoon formula, we have silica in there, as well as sodium, calcium, magnesium, at different levels, right? So you go to Vichy, France, and in that recipe, there will be different amounts of calcium, magnesium in there, which will provide different kind of benefits for each person getting into there. So with the World Springs location on our property, you can be in, Bath, England, and then move quickly over to South Korea. And again, we've got 30 different recipes that will start to cycle in. Well, that's what's exciting, is you can really experience the difference. Literally, you'll know when you get in, you can touch and feel that mineral water. It'll help with muscle, it'll soreness, fatigue, inflammation. So they'll be different depending on which one you get into.
And another therapy they offer is the 55-degree cold plunge.
It's cold. There's chicken skins, definitely goosebumps. Ice challenge all over again.
So what makes you want to get in the ice cold water?
That man's birthday. We said, what do you want to do for your birthday? And he said cold plunges.
You can go in and you feel it and then you come back out and it's like, ah.
Despite the benefits, I wasn't quite brave enough to get all the way in. I did, however, enjoy this 108-degree garnet pool right on the Colorado River in what is the legacy section of the hot springs, where children over 5 are welcome.
So on our legacy side, the 16 original mineral pools are all named after gems. It's true geothermal. We don't heat that water. It comes up from the ground, flows into the pool, turns over every 2 hours, meaning that pool cycles every 2 hours with new water. And then that mineral water actually we discharge into the river.
And Iron Mountain Hot Springs is open all year round, even in the snow.
What's really neat is that as the water in the mineral pools leaves, we capture it before it goes to the river. We pump it back up, and then we actually heat the sidewalks with that mineral water. So during a snowstorm, sidewalks are not warm to the touch, but they're not icy.
So come and experience hot springs from around the world,
I'm ready
all
for it.
in one location.
Everybody made our way back to the TV8 studio. We're going to head on into the control room and do kind of a OG control room weather of sorts. As you can see, we got Ben, we got Nick over there doing his directing. Hi guys, give me a wave. Give me a wave. We got bright sunny skies today. Let's take a look at your control room weather forecast for the day. We're going to see sunshine throughout the entire daytime. We have 44 to start first thing this morning. Will be about 74 degrees for the high temperature by probably 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A slight breeze out of the west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's going to be a great day. Looking at that hourly forecast, sunny all day long, clear skies tonight. Temperatures midday, upper 60s, low to mid 70s. That's what we can kind of expect over the daytime today. As we look at your I-70 corridor drive, Denver 85 and sunny, 74 and sunny for Vail, 77 and sunny for Avon, 79 with lots of sunshine to the west down towards Eagle and Gypsum. Tonight we're going to see sun setting at 6:58. Clear skies tonight, low about 40 degrees. Slight breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the west-northwest. Now jumping ahead for that 5-day, we have sunshine for Wednesday, 77 for a high temperature on that day in Vail. Thursday, 78 and sunny. Sunny and 75 for Friday. Sunny and 74 for Saturday, and then mostly sunny skies and 71 for Sunday. We're going to see our evening lows. Look at that, 39 degrees pretty much across the board. Cool evening lows as we make our way into the last week of September. All right, back to the studio. We're going to take it over to Kim right now. She's on the couch. Hi, Kim.
Great to see you, Mark. So glad to have you here in studio. You know, I love the Where's Waldo, but it's really, where in the world is Mark Sassy?
I'm coming over.
He is always here in studio. You just kind of pop up everywhere. How are you?
Today it's fun being able to go venture around.
You know, I think Tuesdays and Fridays, usually when you and I are working together, are my favorites because I'm always like, where is Mark?
And another crazy thing, right? This morning, I'm like, I'm going to go fish this morning. I had this grand plan, but it was like 30 degrees.
Way too cold.
And I had my waders on. I'm standing in the river. I'm like, what am I doing out here? Because it's cold. It was fun, though.
That's great. Well, good to see you. How's everything going? Doing well?
Yeah, doing well.
We had a busy show today. I know you got to catch up with Claire. You guys go way back.
I was hoping to see her in the parking lot. You've had a busy show. My show is busy in a different way than it is in here.
You know, I love listening because I go and do the events that you suggest, and you tell everyone the weather and all the things. It's great.
I want to get you on this one day. We'll get you out there to try this because it is fun.
Sign me up. I'm ready.
Okay.
I was hoping we'd get some waiters in, but you know, summer's almost over.
No, we have Indian stuff. We can do it. We can pull it off.
I love it. But yeah, we had a great show. Busy second half for sure. You know,
a couple Zoom calls.
Life insurance. Have you been thinking about that? You know, you've got a family, Mark.
I hear those commercials on the radio, and I'm like, oh gosh. My wife hasn't brought it up yet. I know it's right around the corner.
Well, if you're looking, you can head to prudential.com to find out.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. And then I had a great interview with the latest, I guess you could say, young adult fantasy romance novel, The Scarlet Veil, came out today. You can buy it anywhere. You know, it's great.
It's going to be a made-for-TV movie coming up soon, probably, right?
I have a feeling it's kind of in that, Vampire Diaries vein.
Oh.
So, it's the next generation. But exciting stuff there. But yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things. We've got the GoPro up. Love that you are out there in the community with it. So if anybody wonders how you do it, that's how you do it.
This is how we do it right here. There you
how
are.
You do it. Well, thanks so much for joining us on Good Morning Vail. We'll see you later.
There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail.